Good morning, everybody. This is Gordon Williams in North Carolina, and I wanted to give you a little tidbit of information I think that might be helpful to anybody, no matter what business you're in. Actually, you don't have to be in business. You could be working for somebody, you could be a manager for a company, you could be a salesperson, you could be a whoever, okay? And a lot of people say, well, how do you get into a conversation with somebody, whether you're in an airplane or sitting in a store, in the mall somewhere, and not necessarily to sell them anything, just to maybe get some conversation going. Well, let me flip back about 15 years ago when Jeannie and I were living in Colorado. We're now living in Wilmington, North Carolina. And we work with a huge international company by the name of Nikken, and we have been with them for 25 years and still are very happy. At any rate, we were watching television one night back in Grand Junction, and back when the Barbara Walters show was on, a lot of you people might remember that, older people, not necessarily as old as me, but older. And we used to love to watch Barbara Walters. Well, anyhow, one night Barbara had, it was a Celine Dion, and she was interviewing Celine Dion for the special. And so Celine Dion asked Barbara Walters, she said, Barbara, let me ask you a question. If you're trying to get into a conversation with somebody, you know, whether you're at the airport or whether you're in the mall or wherever you might be, and you want to open up the conversation and you don't want to sound rude, you know, do you have any ideas that maybe would help me to do that? Barbara said, well, sure, sure. Barbara said, I can tell you something that I've been doing for years, and I make it a point to do this every possible day, every day, if I possibly can. Okay. And so she says, well, what is that? And she said, well, I heard and learned somewhere, I forget where, she said that people out there in our world are really starving for compliments and sincere compliments. And she says, so I thought, well, I said, how do we do this? So what she does is she says every day, whether she's in a restaurant, whether she's on the airplane, whether she's in a taxi cab with somebody, doesn't matter, okay? If, in fact, she can pay that person a sincere compliment, male or female, doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what gender, what color, makes a difference. So she said, if I can pay him a sincere compliment, I'm going to do that. Like, I happen to be wearing a necklace, not purposely, but I wear it all the time anyhow. And so she might say to me, she said, boy, she said, I'm attracted to your necklace. She said, it's really nice. She said, I've never seen one quite like that. And I said, well, thank you very much. And so I said, my wife gave it to me for a present. She said, well, it's great, you know. So she's paying me a compliment and opening up my ears, if you will. So I took that to heart, and I thought, wow, what a great idea. What a great idea. So I put that in my little computer up here. It is little sometimes. Put my little computer up there. And I thought, wow, what a great thing to say. People are starving for compliments, but they got to be sincere. It has to be sincere. Whether you say, you know, nice pair of glasses you got, or nice shirt, nice tie, nice purse you're carrying, whatever. And so I said, okay, got that. So a couple of weeks later, our company, Nikken, called us up to have us, invite us. They wanted us to come out to Nashville, New Hampshire, and do we had a thing called goal training, and they wanted us to be guest speakers in Nashville. So we flew from Grand Junction to Denver, Denver to Boston, and so we got there, and then we rented a car, because we always like to stay a couple days extra, just so we can kind of have some playtime after the event. So we did that. I finished the event that went very well, nice turnout, not because of us, just it was a good event. So we took the rental car back after a couple of days of going around to Boston and looking at all the sites, and we had our tickets because the company had already sent us the reserved seats for round trip. And so we got to the gate in Boston, and it was United Airlines. An unforgettable experience. You'll love this. You'll put it to work today, I hope, okay? So we go and we sit there, and Jeannie and I always had an agreement that if we got to the gate at an airport and it was really, really crowded, I mean really crowded, like a lot of them are, as you know, one of us could sit down and the other would just stand up in line and wait until it was 3 or 4 people in line, then get your carry-on and go on up and you know, check your tickets, you know, with the clerk. So I was really tired. Of course, I'm older than Jeannie. Maybe that was why, I don't know. But yeah, so Jeannie motions for me to come up, and I come up to the line. Well, this airline flight was packed. And so here was this lovely looking lady. Now my wife was with me. This is not a flirtation thing, okay? This lovely lady's behind the counter. She had a gold pin, United Airlines blue and white uniform, gold necklace, a little gold pin said Kathy. Never forget that. So Kathy on there. You could see stress in capital letters all over her face. I mean, I said, so Kathy, how are you today? She said, sir, I've had better days. She wasn't rude. She was very firm. I said, I've had better days. And I said, I'm sorry. So she's going through the computer, kind of checking everything, whatever. Things are kind of a mess here, as you can probably see. So she said, it might take me a minute. So she said, I said, okay. So she came back, and while she was doing that, I said to her, Kathy, can I ask you a question while you're trying to get the seats straightened out? She said, sure. And she said, go ahead. And I says, you've got the most beautiful suntan. And I said, with your white and blue uniform, the gold necklace you're wearing and your gold pin, and I says, you look wonderful. You look very, very attractive. Did you just get back from Hawaii? I was being very sincere. I was being very complimentary. She said, I wish. Try a tanning salon. I said, oh, well, close enough. Not quite, but close enough. So she said, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, I'm sorry, I cannot seat you together. One of you is going to be in row 17, and the other is going to be in row 24. And I said, Jeannie said, well, at least we're on the plane together. She said, well, that's a good attitude. Jeannie says, why not? Okay. So we went and sat down, and folks out there in the audience, it wasn't 5 minutes to your watch, okay, that we heard on the speaker. She says, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, to the ticket counter, please. I thought, oh, she got us together. She got us together. And see, God says, yeah, great. So we went up to the, she handed us, folks, a white envelope across the counter, and she said, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, you made my day. You're flying first class on me. Thank you very much. I got tears in my eyes. We went and sat down in first class. We'd never flown first class. We could afford it. We just never did. No reason to. Wow. And we got the champagne. It's just great. Bottom line, folks, what did it cost us? And what did we know? Did we know that was going to happen? No. We sincerely paid her a compliment, and in return, we flew first class. That's not the point. Kathy needed a smile. She wanted a little bit of love in her heart, and she got it that day. Try it. It works. Every day I get up and go out, or I'm on the phone, compliment. But it's got to be sincere. Got to be sincere. And real quick, if the video cover, I remember hearing a video, an audio tape years ago by the late Zig Ziglar. Great guy. Okay, and this is probably about 20 years ago. He used to go out in the morning, on Friday mornings, when the trash collectors came down in Dallas where he lived, or Dallas area. He'd come out there at 5:30 in the morning. He said, good morning, guys, how you doing? He said, pretty good, how are you? I'm doing fine. He said, yeah, I just want you to know I appreciate you. They said, what? I want you to know that I appreciate you. They said, for what? They said, for what? If you guys didn't come by and get our trash, we'd be in one heck of a mess. I love that in closing. So, hey, guys, have a great day. Love you.